Hello beauties, welcome back to the vlog. This week we are talking about how to be likable. And as I posted yesterday, I'm bringing you this week, brought to you by the letter S, sarcasm, a little bit of seriousness. There are pages and pages and pages, 9 million plus responses in Google of how to be likable. Just wrap your head around that for a second. And many of them are very much directed toward women and how you need to be likable to be in a leadership role, but you don't have to be if you're a man. Now, I know I didn't talk about that yesterday, but that is something that came up to the point that some of the vlogs and topics on this have quite delightful graphics that come along with them of how to be likable. You're welcome to search for that yourself. It's going to be difficult for me to take this topic fully seriously because it's something that comes up so often, whether I'm on a board or I'm having conversation. There's this need, and I feel the pressure of it myself, and I don't know if this is true for you too, but I definitely feel the pressure of wanting to be liked, of wanting to fit in, of wanting to be part of the team, of wanting people to approve of what I've done or my idea. And the truth is that leadership, you have to make tough decisions sometimes. You have to do things that you don't want to do. You have to look at things that aren't always fun to do. And sometimes making difficult decisions means that you're going to be unpopular. Sometimes making structural changes means that not everyone's going to agree with you. You're going to run into conflict. It is not possible to operate in the workspace without having conflict. And as I've said before, I think conflict is a really healthy thing. If everyone agrees with you and we're all people pleasers all the time, we're not really changing and growing. So what I'm going to do with you, instead of sharing the list that I read yesterday and shared about how to truly be likable, I'm going to give you my counter list of 4 items, and today I'm going to cover the first one. So instead of smiling more and making eye contact and looking deep into someone else's eyes, which are things that really are surface level responses of how to be approachable, what I would suggest instead is to really seek connection with someone. And to be sincere. If you ask a question and don't care about the answer, that's not sincerity, right? Just to smile and say, and I'm sure you've done this yourself, where you get in that rhythm. You see someone on the street or you're at an event or something, you see someone you know and you say, hey, how are you? And you don't really expect them to give you the answer, right? It's the rhythm that we're in. It's a pattern of how we talk with each other, right? So you say, oh, I'm fine, thanks, how are you? Oh, I'm fine. And we respond with that standard language, don't we? As opposed to saying, hey, I'd love to grab a cup of coffee with you and just catch up with you. That's a very different approach. And then when you have coffee with them, that you ask questions about how they're doing. My aunt, who I absolutely adored, who lived in McMinnville, my grandmother's sister, Aunt Doris, would always say, no matter who came to the house to visit her, she'd say, oh, good, I'm so glad you're here. Tell me all your news. And it just felt so welcoming. Every time you saw her, you felt like she cared about you and you alone. She always wanted to hear about you. She asked all sorts of questions, and it was as if she knew everything about the topic you were talking about, but I know that she didn't. It's that you felt like you were heard by her. And some people do that really well. And I think part of the flaw of saying that people should be likable is what we're really saying is I crave connection with other people. I want approval. I want my work to be validated. I want to know that my work matters and that I'm part of something bigger, that there's a noble purpose in my life. For me, it's not enough that I wake up and go to work and make money for my family or employ people. It has to be more than that. And maybe for you it's different. But for me, I have to be part of something bigger. And that connection is what matters. I care about what someone did with their family for Easter. I want to know how your dog is doing. I want to know that you made a new really cool recipe, which, by the way, a bunch of you posted recipes, and I'm stoked, and there's more on that in the future. But back to the topic at hand, I really do want to know those things. And if someone comes up to me and is equally interested, right, expresses that interest, and there's the connection, they shake my hand, and certainly, yes, you look someone in the eye. I'm not in a creepy way, just so we're clear. And that the smile is genuine, right, because they're really happy to see you. That's a very different thing. But it's not about being likable. It's about being approachable. It's about saying, I am open to being connected with you as another person, and I want to get to know you and learn about you. And maybe we work together, maybe we volunteer on something, maybe we become friends, but it's about that connection. And people know when you're being sincere or when you're faking it. And I know there's a saying in business about how you fake it till you make it. I totally get the premise of that, but people know. So my number one advice for you is 1, seek connection, real connection, and 2, be sincere. So we'll talk more tomorrow about this topic and my suggestions for how to experience connection and real relationships as opposed to the superficiality, that was a word, of being likable. I'll see you tomorrow.